Welcome back to our channel, Soap Squad. If you thought the DiMera family was chaotic before, just wait until you hear what is about to go down. Let's jump right in. So, let's start with the absolute most devastating storyline happening on the show right now. Lexie Carver. You guys, I am not okay. The spoilers for Tuesday, July 21 reveal that Lexie actually confesses to Kristen DiMera that she is planning to run away from Salem so she can die entirely alone. Can you even believe it? After everything this family has been through. We all knew Dr. Wilhelm Rolf's Super Serum 2 was a ticking time bomb. We saw the lab rats dying. We saw Lexie fainting in front of Abe and Theo. But for her to make the conscious decision to just pack up and vanish, it is absolutely gut-wrenching. Let's be real for a second. Lexie is doing this because she loves Abe and Theo so much that she cannot bear the thought of them watching her slowly wither away again. We all remember the absolute agony of her first death from that inoperable brain tumor years ago. It destroyed Abe. It traumatized Theo for life. Lexie thinks she's protecting them by disappearing into the shadows. But I think this move is a huge mistake. Abe is her husband. He literally just got her back from the dead. If he wakes up one morning and finds an empty bed and a goodbye letter, it is going to completely shatter him. He deserves to hold her hand until the very end. The sheer psychological torture this is going to inflict on the Carver family is just unimaginable. But here's the kicker. Lexie doesn't just drop her own tragic bombshell on Kristen. She drops a massive warning. Lexie tells Kristen that EJ DiMera is actively plotting to have Kristen kidnapped, spirited away in the dead of night, and imprisoned on DiMera Island. Wow. EJ is officially going full Stefano DiMera, and I am absolutely terrified, but also completely here for it. Dan Feuerriegel is playing this ruthless, cornered version of EJ so perfectly. EJ is furious that Kristen tried to have Johnny murdered, and he is even more enraged that she started targeting his daughter, Sydney. EJ is done playing sibling rivalry games. He wants Kristen erased from the board. And honestly, can you blame him? Kristen is a complete psychopath who has crossed every single line imaginable. And speaking of DiMera Island, what an incredible callback to the show's lore. Longtime fans know exactly how dangerous that island is. It has been the site of so many kidnappings, fake deaths, and psychological torture chambers over the decades. Stefano used it to warehouse his enemies, and now EJ is using it to warehouse his own sister. It proves that no matter how much EJ tries to wear a nice corporate suit, he is a DiMera through and through. The apple really doesn't fall far from the tree. But you won't believe what happens next. Kristen obviously completely panics when she hears about EJ's plan. She knows EJ isn't bluffing. So, what is her brilliant solution? She tells Lexie that the two of them should run away together. Yes, you heard that right. A dying woman and a wanted fugitive hitting the road like some twisted soap opera version of Thelma and Louise. But Kristen being Kristen, she takes it one step further into pure insanity. She wants to bring her daughter, Rachel, with them. Are you kidding me right now? I am actually screaming at my screen. Kristen wants to drag Rachel, a psychologically fragile child who is currently locked up in Bayview, on the run with a dying woman. Let's unpack this madness. Rachel is currently devastated over the presumed death of her best friend, Sophia Choi. And we all know that Kristen is the one who literally murdered Sophia by bashing her head in with a rock and tossing her in the Salem River. Kristen is sitting there comforting her crying daughter, knowing she is the one who killed her friend. It is sick. I think Kristen wants to take Rachel on the run, not just to escape EJ, but to escape the inevitable murder charge when the Salem PD finally puts the pieces together. A lot of fans think Kristen might actually pull this off, but I actually think this is going to end in a massive, explosive confrontation. Think about Brady Black. If Kristen snatches Rachel out of Bayview, Brady is going to go absolutely nuclear. He will tear the globe apart looking for them. And Abe? If Abe finds out Kristen aided and abetted his dying wife's escape, he will lock Kristen up and throw away the key himself. I am predicting a cinematic showdown at the Salem airstrip. Imagine EJ, Brady, and Abe all converging on the tarmac just as Kristen tries to load Lexie and Rachel onto a DiMera jet. It would be the cliffhanger of the summer. Now, let's pivot away from the DiMera darkness and talk about my absolute favorite CEO queen, Gabi Hernandez. The spoilers reveal that Gabi is done crying on Rafe's shoulder over her breakup with Philip Kyriakis. She has dried her tears, put on her best designer heels, and is ready to kick some serious corporate ass. And I am cheering for her. Gabi marches right into Titan and puts Philip and Xander Cook Kyriakis on notice. You have to understand the power dynamic here. Gabi is the one holding all the cards because she is the one providing the massive influx of cash for their swiftly failing company. And where did she get that money? From Theo Carver's inheritance payout. Theo paid her off just to spite EJ, and now Gabi is weaponizing that DiMera-adjacent money to fund Titan and crush her enemies. It is a brilliant, ruthless business move. Gabi has always thrived when she is backed into a corner. Remember her Gabi Chic days? Remember when she literally blackmailed her way into the DiMera CEO chair? She uses her victimhood as rocket fuel. And seeing Philip and Xander forced to bow down to her is just poetic justice. Philip dumped her because of her scheming, and now he has to take orders from her. And Xander? Let's remember that Xander used to be a literal hitman. He used to solve his problems with a gun in a shallow grave. Now, he is playing corporate suit and getting bossed around by Gabi Hernandez. I know a lot of people hate Gabi's attitude, but I passionately defend her. In a town full of hypocrites, Gabi owns her ruthlessness. Philip and Xander's egos are massive, and watching Gabi deflate them is going to be the highlight of my week. They better listen to her, or she will pull that funding and leave Titan in ruins. Moving on, we have a quick update on Lonnie and Eli. The spoilers note that Alani is celebrating their wedding anniversary, which is sweet, right? Sure. But honestly, I am so incredibly frustrated with how the writers are treating these two legacy characters. Lonnie and Eli used to be the absolute center of the action. Lonnie was a badass detective. She crashed weddings. She went on the run and hid out in an Italian convent with Kristen DiMera. They had epic front burner storylines. And now they literally just sit around the Brady pub or their apartment drinking coffee and talking about their invisible twins. We never see the kids, and we never see Alani doing anything exciting. Seizing the moment to celebrate an anniversary is nice and all, but it is not a storyline. It's filler. It feels like the writers have completely forgotten how to write for a happy, stable couple. Why aren't they involved in the massive Coraceal drug investigation with Rafe and Kat Green? Eli is a federal agent. Put him to work. They deserve so much better than just being background extras in other people's drama. I really hope this anniversary celebration is the calm before the storm, and that they get pulled into the DiMera drug crisis soon. Finally, let's end on a slightly sweeter, albeit emotional note. Our beloved Julie Williams and Foster. The spoilers say that Foster begs Julie for her forgiveness and asks for a rain check on their date. If you remember, Julie was absolutely panicking to Marlena, convinced that she had offended or bored Foster when he abruptly canceled their plans to listen to music in Horton Square. It honestly breaks my heart to see Julie feeling so insecure. This is Julie Williams, the matriarch of Salem, but it makes perfect psychological sense. Doug Williams was her entire world for decades. He was her rock, her true love, and her biggest fan. Navigating the dating world after losing a soulmate like Doug has to be terrifying. She probably feels like she forgot how to flirt, how to be charming, or how to just be herself without Doug by her side. So the fact that Foster is stepping up, taking accountability, and genuinely apologizing is a huge green flag. He isn't playing games with her heart. I think this is exactly what Julie needs. It honors Doug's legacy, because Doug would want Julie to be happy and to keep living her life to the absolute fullest. He wouldn't want her sitting alone in the Horton house, grieving forever. I am really rooting for Foster. He seems like a true gentleman, and if he treats our Julie right, I think fans will slowly start to accept him. But he better tread carefully, because if he breaks her heart, the entire Horton family and the entire fandom will come for him. All right, Soap Squad, that is all the deep dive analysis I have for you today. The stakes in Salem have literally never been higher. Will Kristen and Lexie actually make it out of town, or will EJ trap them? Will Gabi completely take over Titan? Let me know all your wildest theories down in the comments below. I read every single one of them, and I can't wait to debate with you guys. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay safe, stay soapy, and I will see you all in the next video.